Today we've started off on a bit of a red note for Link and pretty much everything else throughout the crypto space. It's not really that surprising. We got to some important breakout points across the market, but we got met with a little bit of rejection. And this all stems from falling volume, uncertainty heading into the weekend. But what it feels like right now and what it looks like is we're seeing a little bit of a bear trap, and we'll discuss that in this video. I also want to talk about how whales right now are smashing the buy button when it comes to Link. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So obviously today's daily candle, again, has started off red. We're down about 3% at the time of filming this video. It's still pretty early on for the day. And that's kind of the theme throughout everything in the crypto market. We're seeing red, 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 red. And I will say it's kind of disappointing to see this day start off this way. If we look at the 12-hour candle, we can see that overseas money is really what pushed everything down. We got into some long leverage liquidations throughout the crypto market. Not really that surprising because we got met with falling volume, overnight uncertainty. Overseas money has pushed us down a lot over the course of the last week. When we look at Link, when we look at ADA, when we look at many other assets throughout the crypto market. And now what we're doing is we're kind of floating right around this 20-day moving average. We'll see if we can get a bounce off of this. But when we look at Link here in general, we're actually building a huge bull pennant, and it shows that this could potentially break all the way by the end of that last week of September, first week of October. So Friday, October 3rd is the end of this. We're also seeing that 50-day moving average starting to work up towards the bottom of here as well. And I want to remind everybody that Q4 tends to be one of the better times for crypto. If we look back in 2024, if we look back in 2023, this is about the time where things opened up in a big way. And we're talking about ETF products. We're talking about Clarity Act being signed into law. We're talking about further rate cuts. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can, in fact, get excited about headed into these next months. And what it feels like right now is that we're just getting a little bit of a breather, and it feels like a little bit of a bear trap. So you guys can see we were actually on the verge of a breakout on today's daily candle. And this was the case for most assets throughout the crypto space. And then we got met with some of that rejection. The total 3 actually set a new all-time high. So we're dealing with a little bit of cool down there. BTC hit the highest level we've seen since all the way back here in the middle of August, got met with a little rejection there. But I have to say, again, there are some very promising signs. So first of all, institutional money, they were buying yesterday. All right. They were accumulating in a big way. I think of some of the bigger days we've seen this week. So that's a very promising shift. We're still seeing exchange supply removal for Link and many other assets throughout the crypto space. But one thing I really want to point to here as well is that whales have been massively accumulating. Over the last 48 hours, they actually bought nearly 2 million Link. Okay. So everybody right now, this is kind of the last minute grab before things truly get wild in the crypto market. Obviously, this isn't to guarantee your financial advice or anything like that, but that's what it feels like. And I find it kind of funny that the bears are flocking in and trying to push the market down. You guys can see about a 4% imbalance to the short side when it comes to Link. And this is a very similar ratio throughout the crypto market. But every time we see these bears, almost every time we see the bears and the shorts get confident in the market, that's right when the switch flips, we start accelerating. I find it kind of funny because there's a lot of people that have gotten bearish and have said stuff over the last 12 hours or so here, but yet we're still higher than the prices that we were at back here in midweek when people were super bearish again. So I just tend to find that stuff really funny. We'll obviously see what happens with US capital today. I would expect today to be kind of a quieter day in terms of institutional money. That just kind of tends to be how Fridays go. I will remind everybody though, today's the first day of trading of the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund ETF, second day of the Rex Osprey XRP Spot ETF 2. So this will be a good kind of kickstart to the end of September, the end of Q3, and what should be an exciting Q4. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What do you guys think is going to come as we get into the weekend? Do you think this is a bear trap? Are we about to see some really exciting times for Link and other assets in crypto? But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.